Good morning. So today we're going to have a look at the fortresses and the villages of the marches of Catalonia. Anyway, we're starting with a hill. So I've never been anywhere of this before. It's a completely new route for me, a completely new town, totally reliant on what's been a very reluctant Garmin for my route today. I think we go up here. Already we're into groovy things. Cervera has a university, a very old one, and this is it. This was a very religious and a very superstitious town. They actually built 7 churches surrounding the old town as a prophylactic to ward off evil. But it seems as though evil came and found them, because apparently there was a coven or covens of witches used to meet in the Road of Witches in the 13th century. And this is the town hall. These are corbels. Now these corbels, these 5, apparently show the virtues of merchants. So 5 different merchants, I'm sure they all mean something. And these next 5 represent the 5 bodily senses. What's he doing? Fondling his beard. You can work those out, I can't. This building also served as a prison. And these are 5 prisoners doing what prisoners do. Oh, no. Looks a bit slippery, doesn't it? There are steps. You see there's steps and a little smooth bit for me. It does mean we're going down rather crazy streets like this. It's very steep, if you're wondering. But you're thinking same as me, it's a left turn there. Nice, nice. This is a lovely town. Do you know, I didn't know it existed. Oof. I just looked up a side street to the right. We were right on the edge of a cliff, and we've got these huge plains below us. Now what I've heard is that this street turns into Witches Street. How much oof have we got? A little bit more oomph. Oh, hello. Steeper than I expected. I'm going to have to push up that. Bloody hell. It's outrageous. Yep. Hopefully, just around the corner, it's Witch Street. Road of the Witches. Perfect. You can see why it was called that. Built over alleyway. Very dark. Very dark. Let's get back on. Cycling video, not a walking video. Apparently there's all sorts of symbols and emblems along Witches Street. Oh, there's a cat. You've seen the black cat. I have to duck my head here. Fantastic. This is very low. goes on for some way. We're going to duck off, probably very soon, possibly now, because of the steps. Like I say, we're avoiding the flipping heck. Avoiding steps. Oh no, you're not. Oh, there it is. Cervera de las Brujas. Witch Street. I've got to say, I really don't fancy going down that, which is the way they were supposed to go. Lovely view, beautiful view. So we're going to go up this way. So it's carrying the bike up fewer steps, which makes sense to me. I think we need to get out of Cervera and start our road trip. It was an early start this morning. It was 5 a.m. for me, and that was because we need to get this done. Too sweet, because today the temperatures are going to go into the 40s. This area of land was the border between Christianity and Islam for about 300 years. It was the last toehold that the Christians had on the peninsula, and they desperately fought to hold on to it, and they did, but they did it by fortifying just about every village. Now this is a lovely little town, left-hand side, very ancient, of yes, that'll become important when I tell you a little story later. That's where we're going. What it is, it's a 10th century, that's when it started, 10th century fortified town. Monfalco. I'll tell you more when we get up there. It's a 12% climb to get there. We can ride, but we go in through the walls, so the entrance isn't a direct entrance, but it's also I'm tired. Groovy. It's a very small village, completely walled in, very secure. It's teeming with tourists, later probably, but I'm here at a bit before 8 in the morning, even as a restaurant. Still a bit out of puff, but we've got to keep going, haven't we? So Monfalco was continually besieged by the Moors, and there was one time in particular that they attacked and attacked and attacked, and they were getting very fed up of the losses they were sustaining, so they decided to besiege the town. And so they did. Nothing could get in or out, and they knew that it's a very small town with quite limited resources, certainly to grow things. And so after a few weeks or months, they decided to send a message in, and they fired a fresh loaf of bread in over the walls by an arrow and demanded surrender. And they hoped that the sight of the fresh bread would, incense the defenders into surrendering, the desire for fresh bread, because they'd be so starving. So imagine their surprise when, instead of capitulation, an arrow was fired back with a fresh fish attached to it. And what the Moors didn't know is that there is a tunnel between here and the village that we last saw, Les Oliges, and they were bringing in fresh food every single day. I do like old stuff. A lot of these, I should tell you, so there are hundreds of people living here. Now there are 7 people live here. It's also really lovely to see it. There aren't any crowds. It hasn't significantly changed since the 11th century. And we're back again. Tiny, beautiful, tiny. Got to explore it all. Come all this way. Another dead end. The rocks are so smooth from use that they're slippery. No, I'm actually a bit happier on my bike on these slippy stones. Wow, look at that as well. Fantastic. And that's the direction we're going in. Right, box ticked. What a beautiful place. Onward. Absolute an adventure. Got a special dispensation to nip off and have an adventure. So that's what I'm going to do, but it still has to be quite short. And that, to me, is spectacular. Don't see anything like that around us. Now we're only a couple of kilometres further along, maybe 4. And this is the next castle. This one's been bought out and made into a home, so you can't see it. So I can't see much point in going up to the little hamlet that surrounds it, which is Burgos Gerajat. And not least because it's another 12% hill to get up there. And I've got more of those to come, so we can leave that one. We've even got oak forests now. Santa Maria, 12th century. That is lovely. These are just benches looking at the church. What's he up to? Saint Game de Freixenet. Yes, you do pronounce the T in Catalan. Oh, look, there's a railway line right next to me. I wasn't expecting that up here. We're at 740 metres, something like that. I don't think it's an ancient village. Zaragoza, Barcelona. I've just seen a sign for the old Saint Game. But we're not going to go there. We'll get off the main roads, back onto these little ones. Oh, that's a view. That's a view. Oh wow. Let's have a quick look at that. I am liking this ride. There's not much distance between the things that I wanted to see. And this is the next one. This is La Tagliada. It's got an old castle. It's a little fortified town. It's got an old castle. It's got a church. And it's got a great mural, which we're going to go and have a look at. I'll show you the castle in a sec. I'm more interested in the mural. Now I need to try and identify the ears. They look like cat ears. I'd guess rabbit ears. Is that hare ears? I would have said so. And yet another beautiful church. Here we are again. It was easier to do a little circuit. Anyway, this is the castle now. Someone's home, so you're not allowed in. Not that we ever go in anywhere because they're always bloody shut. 12th century castle. Tagliada. Oh, this is nice. Oh hello, I've gone wrong. It's a dead end. I think I'm supposed to be on that main road. Shall I go around or just nip across here? I'm bound to get a puncture if I go across here. Didn't notice the junction. I've got a funny feeling that in the far distance is Montserrat, which is strange somehow. I don't know why, but I'm not expecting to see that. I thought that was miles away. Well, it is, but can you see that? Awkward speed bump. That's a good one. It is the church of Santa Maria. That's a bit of a surprise. 1065. In case you're getting bored of all this old stuff, I've got some quite new stuff. We got some 1950s and 1960s stuff to look at. I'm looking forward to that in particular. I don't know why, but I'm really struggling on these hills today. This isn't much of one, but I just can't get any momentum going. It's like cycling through treacle. Now I know I do have this irritating habit of really thoroughly enjoying my rides. But I'm really thoroughly enjoying this one. It's just so different, the landscape. The hills aren't quite so severe normally, and then you've got this lovely rolling and now slightly downhill country lane. It's got even better. This is new tarmac. Oh come on! It's like the cycling gods are looking down on me. Unexpected village. Nice. Old. So that was Montfar. Village.
To be fair, I was climbing for a bloody long way. It's like 10 kilometres or something. And sometimes it's great to have a massively steep descent you can throw yourself down. But right now I'll take this. This is 0 or 1%. I've now got the tailwind, whereas climbing had a headwind. And then just tearing along without any effort, 35, 36 kilometres an hour. Lovely. What was he at? I suspect it's the rest of my oil coming up. Wherever we are. Ah, it's going to be today as well then. The road's closed. Hierolls, that was. I do love trying to say the names with a Catalan accent. I'm terrible at it. I usually come out with it a bit Spanishy, a bit sort of Englishish. Hierolls. That's better. Bet you didn't expect that. So imagine my surprise when I'm poring over Google Maps and it said something like Avion's something Sovietics or something, Soviet aeroplanes, and you click on Street View and it's got these 3 MiGs. Let me get somewhere where you can see them properly, because I want to see them properly. Look at that. That is a MiG 17, I'd say, at the back there. Then it's the iconic MiG 21, and then this is a MiG 23. I used to know the code names for all of these. I think the 23 is a flogger. Americans used to designate Soviet fighters by code names, all beginning with F if they're a fighter and B if they're a bomber. So that's a flogger. I really should remember what the 21 is. I remember the 25, MiG 25 is a Foxbat. But so it's all these fabulous Soviet planes, and then this one appeared, and that is an F-104 Starfighter. I used to be still am really, but when I was a boy, massive plane fanatic, absolute fanatic. I knew every plane that had ever flown. I used to pour through Jane's book of military aeroplanes, and I knew the whole lot. What I liked about the Starfighter as a boy, it was the first fighter capable of a sustained Mach 2. It also had the highest climb rate. It also could fly higher. It had the altitude record, and it had the speed record. So in 1958 it set the speed record, I think 1,400 miles per hour, and the following year it broke the altitude record with 104,000 feet. That was in 1959. That is a whole 56 years after the Wright brothers first took off, and they rose to an altitude of 8 feet and did a speed of 30 miles an hour. 30 miles an hour, 8 feet, 50 something years later, 104,000 feet, 1,400 miles per hour in that thing. But that one at the back, that's a pretty plane. MiG 17. MiG 21, incredibly ugly. And these horrible tiny little delta wings. But imagine finding these here. that's where we are. And they've got these incredible plains. I love them, absolutely love them. I don't know what you're seeing, I hope it's not just fence. That is it for this week. We've seen some old stuff and we've seen some old new stuff, or new old stuff, one or the other. Jet fighters in the middle of Lleida province, in the middle of the wheat fields. And on that unusual note, thank you, and I'll see you next time.